it's fun seeing those guys at a high level, the craft that they have to do that live. It's unfolding in front of you, and then you're like coming up with, and Nance with the tagline of, how many of those does he really have in his back pocket that he's written down? And it's like one for the ages and all that,
Yeah.
And you're like, did he just pull that out, or did he rehearse that? It's always fun to see that.
Especially if they haven't followed the team. It's one thing if that's your team and you follow them every game, but they don't. They're prepped a ton, right?
Absolutely.
But for them to have the presence to still call that with such calmness and professionalism when they're probably being, hey, change the storyline, right? They're probably just getting,
hey, go to camera 3, go to 2, go to
this,
1.
read that.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's amazing the number of voices you have in your ear.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to not even listen. You're supposed to glean something from it.
Yeah.
Translate that out as to what's happening on the field that's getting broadcast on the on the TV.
I would tell
really impressive.
I had a spotter. I had the soundboard where he could communicate on a different sound bus, and I would just be like, just tell me, I need to know how many yards he gained and what yard line he went out, because I was kind of following the ball, and to tell me who made the tackle, and I'll fit in all that information when I want, because I don't want to do the same call every time.
Right.
Sometimes I'll say that right away. Sometimes I'll make some other comment, kind of like a color comment type thing. Then give you the information you just gave me, or let the color comment, you vary it. But it's like, don't wait for me, just tell me. And I'll process it and I'll give it to you when I'm ready.
And the one thing that everybody always reminded me coming up with broadcasting is they'd always have an egg timer.
Yeah.
And they'd flip it. And they'd give you, hey, it's 58-57, 6 minutes to go in the second half. Hey, and then make sure that the time and score is said so many times, because you don't know if somebody has just tuned in.
Yep. For those that just joined us.
Well, you can't say that 100 times during the game, because
right
now you sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
But, hey, it's 56-54. 3 minutes to go in the game, and Billy Smith's bringing the ball at the floor. Da, da, da. It's you can see the guy. That was always the thing that drove me nuts, is listening to games on the radio. That's what I love listening to. If you subscribe to XM, college football season, it is worth every dollar, because you can get the radio feed of most every major college football game.
Radio's where it's at.
And you can hear. So I'll be driving, going to an event or driving home or something, and I'll put on a game because Oklahoma's playing Oklahoma State or whatever that day, and you listen to the Oklahoma guys, and you can hear, and then you get them when it's going south. You don't hear the score for days. And you're like, oh well, I guess Oklahoma's losing then. And then if they're winning, you hear it every 30 seconds. Hey, it's 21-0.
Yeah.
Oh, this is it's always funny kind of how I always love listening to the home and visiting teams. It's always fun because they're so invested in it that it comes through in the broadcast.
I didn't get to do too many audio only, but when I did, I loved it because you just unleashed. Because there's never going to be dead air. Video is different. When they can see the uniforms, and when radio, it's always like they got the white pants, the white jerseys, the blue helmet, the white trim. You're kind of describing that we're going left to right on your radio dial.
In TV, it's always you got to let it breathe.
Yeah.
You don't the picture is telling the story. You're just adding some descriptive, flowery stuff. With radio, it's you're somebody's eyes.
Yep.
You're their storyteller. I'll never forget. We were in the some postseason tournament at JU, and our radio guy had left, and so I had to pinch hit as the radio guy, and I hadn't done play-by-play in a couple of years, and so now here I am, game 35 of the season, and I gotta bust out the play-by-play chops, and I'm doing the game with Artis Gilmore, NBA Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Phenomenal guy. And we're playing East Carolina on the road, and the building's loud, and I'm probably yelling because we're playing really well. I'm getting into it. And one of our guys dunks, and his legs are like his crotch is right in this guy's face,
Right.
and dunks on him. I'm trying to go like berserk. I'm like, I'm trying to like
Yeah.
get like a loud whoop out. I've got nothing. My voice is gone. It's shot. I am sitting next to a guy who has played in the NBA Finals. He realizes there's nothing coming out of my mouth, and he's the one that's got to carry it. The look of fear until I got like a word back out. He was like, "Oh," and he's doing the noise. We're both like amazed, and it's like, and then I finally got my voice back, and it was funny seeing a guy. He's played against Bill Walton.
Sure.
He's been in much bigger situations than this, and now all of a sudden we're both like, I'm panicking because I've got, do I have a voice anymore?
Yeah.
And he's now got to figure it out, and it's amazing seeing that. That was a fun night at the ballpark.